800-990-3776. Justin in Waukesha. This is intriguing. Thinking he's overhyped, but worth $55 million. You're up.
Well, yeah, he's overhyped because, look, you guys have heard it, and I've heard it, and I love it, talking about the national media, how great that Jordan Love, the upside and all that. But that kind of just worries you a little bit because it's like, well, but having said that, I want to see 3-year fully guaranteed in the mid-50s. It's almost like a play-it deal because if we go long-term and he turns out to just fizzle out, we're not on the hook for 5 years at $55 million, or even 5 years at $50 million. I mean, I don't think we should do a $250-300 million deal.
Yeah.
Not to say I don't want to, because it'll be $70 million in 2 years for a quarterback.
Justin, I actually think it's kind of an interesting idea. I don't think based off the fact that I did it, Strofe. I'm sorry. You know what I did? I dropped the caller so he can't hear. My bad, Justin.
Yeah, so this is something I've noticed.
Why are you touching stuff?
Well, I never used to until you started producing.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but Ben likes the power that he has sitting in that chair where he can just hang up on callers.
Yeah, he does.
Now, I have the ability to turn them off. So Justin was no longer on the air, but I like keeping them on the phone
so they can hear the response
to their question. But Ben just hangs up on them, so they got to go to the radio and hear it that way.
Justin brought up the fact that, hey, maybe 3 years, mid-50s, 55, you can get him so, hey, in 3 years, if he's the guy, you're willing to pay the piper even more, but you still have the guy for 3 years. But there's no way after the 4-year deals that have came out before him that he's going to take 3 years. I like the idea, but I think if you're going to do less years, he's probably going to want more money, if that makes sense.
Well, and oftentimes
up front.
You would like to, yeah, that's true. And you'd like to keep him under contract for a long period of time to avoid that recorrection with the new quarterback market is. And at some point, you'd like your quarterback to be a little bit of a discount, like what Mahomes is right now, what Josh Allen is for the Buffalo Bills. You'd like him at the end of that deal to be a little bit of a discount because you're thinking Super Bowl window here.
Yeah, and he said it himself, right? He's like, it could be $70 million by then. Well, you protect yourself from that if you lock him in at the contract that you're looking at right now.
I hate that idea. I hate the idea so much. And you know what it made me feel? It made me kind of look into the mirror at myself and some bad deals that I made. And it made me think about this.
Well, tell us about
It's
those.
the stock market, right? In the stock market, you always play the game. There's a famous, well-known stock. You all heard of Amazon. Mm-hmm. Amazon. It dropped down. I remember it dropped down to like $80-some a stock. I said, oh, okay, well, let's see how far it dropped. It dropped a little bit more, and then it kept going up to 90. I said, oh, well, maybe it'll drop back down. Then it went up to 100. I said, oh, maybe it dropped back down. Then it went up to 120. I said, wait a minute, it's getting too high. And now it's at 180. And so what you're going to do with Jordan
Well,
Love...
that 80 looked nice, didn't it?
The 80 looked real good. And so exactly, Jordan Love can be the Amazon stock. Right now, you could be buying low because eventually it may blow up and all of a sudden you're like, look at all this stock I have that is winning. And that's what Jordan Love is. And that's why I don't think doing a 3-year deal is worth it because at that point, Jordan Love may be worth that 70. Going to cost you more. You got other guys to pay. And it just puts you in a whole bunch of trouble.
I love that analogy, Kyle. I'm a finance guy. And... Are we pricing? I did. Are we pricing? Not enough though. Are we pricing Jordan Love like he's like NVIDIA right now? And for those who don't know who NVIDIA is, it's like an AI chip company that has like become
it's the reason why your SPY and your 401k continues to go up.
It went from unknown to I think it's the most valuable company in the world, just like that. And so with Jordan Love, I'm thinking, okay, he had a great stretch to the end of the season. He's been talking about in national media now that he's like a top 5 quarterback and he's going to get a massive quarterback deal. Is he going to start week 1 almost like set up for success? Like we are pricing in perfection for Jordan Love and he has to do that or else it's going to be a disappointment.
So what's interesting about that is I see, right, the stock market analogy that you guys are giving. But as Alec Ingold, former Wisconsin Badger football player, now fullback for the Miami Dolphins, said to us when we were at Summerfest last Thursday, is it's all about timing. And for the timing of these contracts, we're in that window. You know what I mean? It would, like, especially for where he's at heading into next year with that $12.7 million salary. The stock market is every Monday through Friday when bell opens and bell closes, right? But that's 365 all year long where you can continue to see where there's value or no value. This is one guy that you have as a stock and you have to make the decision right now. That's the tough part. you have to weigh all the factors of, are we buying the perfection? Are we buying all that? And can it be NVIDIA and still keep flying? Or are we going to see a drop and wish we would have done it a little bit?
Are you buying, trusting the G? That's what it comes down to, and that's what a lot of Packers fans buying the G. If you believe in the philosophy of this organization, right? You just hired Ed Policy to be the president of the corporation of the Packers in waiting, right? And you just trust the fact that he has been part of the system since 2012. He's going to be okay. Jordan Love has been part of this system, this organization since 2020. He sat behind a great quarterback, and he played well when he had his opportunity. He's going to be okay. So the Green Bay Packers are going to show how much they believe in the overall structure of the organization when it comes to player development when they pay Jordan Love, and trust that this investment that they're making now is going to pay off for the next 5 years.
Strofe, did you follow the stock market conversation in comparison to Jordan Love?
Amazon was at $80 and Kyle missed out.
Yes, that's fact. Don't be
good,
me.
man.
And now it's
Jordan Love.
$180. And I was actually, when I was listening, I was doing math. It was like, okay, if you did $800, you bought 10 stocks, you'd be up $1,000 right now. It would have gone from an $800 investment to an $1,800 investment. I follow, yeah.
Thanks, Strofe.
Very good.